Yay! You got me learning. Hold on, let me do this right since I got it already. Learning and loving with you. Literally, guys, we're unlearning and learning and loving. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, this one. Bam. This is what we are going to be talking about today. I wonder if I can just show the book. Hello. Now I can't hear myself. Oh, well. Okay, there we go. This, guys, hello, welcome in. Wow, I'm discombobulated all over the place. We are unlearning what we learned in the cult of Scientology. And today, obviously, here it says child abuse Scientology. This is one of the biggest things that I'm learning to unlearn and then learn the right things is the mind control and the psychology of how to like learn and read a book other than, I guess I would say in my eyes, not in a Scientology way. And for you guys watching, and obviously for many of you, you've obviously probably went to school and got a proper education, and there were many ways of learning certain things. Not all the things were the same. There were certain ways to learn music, certain ways to do whatever. This book is so important when it comes to explaining the childhood mentality of their education, of how they see life, history, if they've learned any of that. Basically, like this is the programming grooming book of the beginning of children in Scientology. Whether you're in the Sea Org, whether you're just starting, whether your parents are Scientologists and then you're one of their kids and you're, two, whatever it is, if they're already Scientologists before you were born and then you become a human being, you already are going to be a Scientologist, whether it's your choice or not, because Scientology teaches that in Scientology, you have to bring in your family members. You have to it's the greatest good. It's the right thing to do. You don't want your Scientology family members to have, squirrel data or false implanted ideas from lifetimes ago, that you want them to get on that spaceship with you this time. So they need everybody. That was a joke, but it's not a joke. But I am going to be funny about this because it's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, so anytime you have children and you're a Scientologist, guaranteed, this is the number one of the first books that they're going to start the children on. And it's literally made out in a way where I have my camera here. So it's literally made out in a way where you can, like a child's mind, the psychology of it is so disgusting because it's so manipulative. The child's mind gets drawn to things like this. So, okay. So anyways, first of all, I'm also going to bring my fun little crew of buddies here. We've got Sciento Geek. Hi, what's up? We've got Journey, and maybe we'll have a few more, but I also wanted to bring up Sciento Geek's online version of this book so that I don't have to sit here and flop through, but at least you guys can see that what's so crazy is my friend who I was filming some of the So Suppressive music video clips with, just fun, whatever background. He's got like a section, a bin, like a whole little thing in his room of Scientology shit. Like, and in that pile of stuff, other things, I was like, dude, I need to use all of this. Like, this is insane. But so yeah, I was lucky to have this. And, so now I have it physically so we can go through and talk about it. And now I have you guys as well because you're my little helping supportive geniuses. Can I hear you or is it just me?
No, I can hear you.
Okay. Are we awake?
Got my coffee.
Everybody's going to get my coffee afterwards.
And we're not in a rush. We're totally just taking this as it goes because I really want to take my time on some of this. I mean, we won't go for more than an hour or so, not even. But this book specifically, actually, I want to let me bring up another window that has Scientology. Watch this. Hold on. Scientology basic learning books.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
There's an echo.
Uh-oh.
Is it me?
There's an echo. There's an echo. I don't know. You sounded really pretty. Oh, there you go. Are you already doing it, Scientology Geek? Okay, good. I'm gonna dismiss my things. So can you just show the learning how to learn? This one was like for the first little children babies. Sorry, go ahead. What was your question, Journey? You might have an echo, but you sound pretty over here.
Okay. I'm not sure where the echo's coming from because I only have this open. Okay. So with a kid, I'm guessing school or even kindergarten age, now that we throw alphabet letters at them and expect them to form a sentence in kindergarten, is the course room like set up for this kid for hours?
Yeah.
To sit there? No way.
They do 2 hours on, and then they literally have a 15-minute break, and then they go back in 2 hours. You're supposed to, just like the Purif, like if you're on course you're supposed to be doing at least 2 hours a day of study 5 days a week. If you're just a regular Scientologist out and about, but for people who most of the world go to course on Sundays or the weekend or whatever, or in the evenings when they have some sort of time or whatever it is. I like my little book here, my book camera. I'm not letting it go. So majority of the time, or the purification rundown, you have to be on that 5 hours a day for 5 weeks, or minimum, like every day for 5 hours.
No, so, I've seen a mom and daughter twin when underage. I am more 9-year-olds, doing the Purif, and so public Scientologists I've seen pushing them going up the bridge early. But my thing is that as I was in education for a little bit of part of my life. One of my lives this year, this time.
One of your billion lives.
One of my many lives. The brain isn't, so kids at 5, if they cannot make complete a circle, their brain isn't connected to the other hemisphere. Like it has not formed. It's soft. That's why like shaken baby syndrome and everything, their brain is still forming. So when they can complete a circle between 4 and 5, I just cannot believe, Picture Brooke, let's get you on course, let's go. And hours. Like
we were definitely,
the attention span isn't there.
Yeah, we were definitely.
A teenager and an adult, like it's 2 minutes top. Yeah, like to gather get your. I am blown away. This is corporal punishment. Sorry.
Yeah,
like,
we haven't even started.
No, that's why I just wanted to get that mindset of like they expected just to sit there.
I
like
didn't know that about the circle thing. So it's like a full. If when a child can make a full like circle, it kind of shows
something that even if it's not like a good circle,
right.
If it doesn't connect, their brain has not formed yet, and then
the brain is still growing for a while.
Yes, and that's why it's still developing through different stages. That's why, like with early childhood development, they have a normal span of when they're supposed to get these development, like hit each skill. That's why crawling or whatever. So I get like, oh, stop saying normal. But in the scientific, like 4 to 6 months, it's sitting up and crawling. But it's I had to watch babies at different stages, like, newborn, 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, a year. and I had to write out exactly what they did, what hand, what fingers, what grasp, what cooing, like just to have
That's
this level.
amazing. That's
And
amazing.
it is amazing because you're watching human development.
It's amazing that definitely none of that happened at any of the ranches or any of the cadet orgs of anywhere in the world ever. Like none of the details of this ever happened. In fact, we were afraid if WOGs, as they would literally say it, they would be like, guys, listen up, add a muster or whatever. And they'd be like, there are WOGS coming in and you need to you all need to have your PR in and da, 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 da. And so we were kind of afraid, but we couldn't look like that because we had already learned from courses like this, how we were supposed to be trained. So they would literally say something like, they would even be like, do you have an MU? Do you have a misunderstood word? And so they would be like, you need to retread the dictionary course or relearn the learning how to learn, because clearly we're committing. And this always came up with me and any other cadets that were having their own opinions or ideas or thoughts to any degree, because clearly it's completely controlled. But when we did have our own thoughts, we would get in trouble. It's as simple as that. It would be, if you're not doing exactly what we're brainwashing you and programming you to respond to and be like, then you are doing something wrong. And so this is always one of the books that we would be put on, learning how to learn, the BSM, the basics. Oh, let's go back to the those slideshows really quick, just so people get a visual of it, if you could, Sciento Geek.
I'm sorry if I threw you off course.
Oh, sorry, that's actually that's my bad. Not your bad. Okay. But do you have the other screen? Yes, thank you. So the first one is that's learning how to learn. This is one of as a child being raised in the cult of Scientology, this was one of the most visual books that I remember. Is this, yeah, we're just going to scroll through this. It was just like super easy. I felt like this kid in here a lot. I felt like this boy in this book a lot in the learning how to learn, because they use the same sort of character, same drawing. I wonder who did all the drawings for this. I bet you somebody at Gold Base, I'm sure, or something. Does anybody know on the replay in the chats? Put it in the comments if you know. Who did all these drawings? Because they look so here it's going like, see, it's even teaching you how to think. Like once you have decided that there is something you want to learn, the next thing is to study it. So as a child, you're literally getting the visuals of like, oh, okay. And not that page right here isn't wrong, right? It's not like, well, it is kind of true. That's the whole point of Scientology. That's their manipulation, is they'll take something, they'll take something that was a manipulative or hypnotic kind of control kind of method of thinking, and they will use that to slowly hypnotize and brainwash people inside. And it starts from beginning books like this. Things that seem normal, things that seem like, oh, well, that's basic. Also a reason why they call them the basics. Things like they would always be like, you gotta get your basics in. So these would be the things. And it literally started from childhood. It literally started before we were even born. Our parents did these courses. If not, they did the adult versions of these courses, which were I see you laughing, Journey. Is it because of all the photos and all the things, or?
Did he just build his own bike?
Yes. That's what a 4-year-old or 3-year-old should be doing, is building their own bike with a wrench. Yes. I mean, maybe on my land, if I was mothering them and I was out with, if I had kids, and that would be right. Maybe that
I was about to say, isn't that the kind of shit you did at the ranch?
That's the ideal, probably Lara kid thing that would happen.
Yep.
They would like,
you can make your own boat fence.
And I'd be like, great, here's the rubber cement, and here's everything that we had to go scrape up and bind. full of chemicals. So yeah, so these are just the basic, like, so this again is the learning how to learn, and it's like you can learn anything. So we'll do this on here, but you see how the same structure, they have drills. They use a sheet of paper. They're kind of like essays or whatever, right? So you have to use a sheet of paper to write down your answer. What is a barrier? So later, if we go on, if we go on and they say, you know, or we finish the book, right? And the beginning, we do this test or we do an inspection or something. They say, what is a barrier? Like, we have to know the answer to that. We're going to know, okay, we're going to be tested or whatever. But even on this, it's describes, I don't know if it was on Basic Study Manual or Learning How to Learn, where they literally are showing that it's, you know, it's not about taking a test. It's not about getting the answers right. And so they really are, you're, I don't know how to describe it other than you're really teaching yourself how to learn the way that they're teaching you, because if you don't, you're going to fail on everything that you're going to try to learn. Does that make sense? Or am I just going in a big non-circle?
No, it makes sense.
Okay, so yeah, barriers to study, boom, boom, boom. So this book you have to actually do before the how to use a dictionary, the one that we are talking about. So we can just scroll through this super quick. But yes, they go through your barriers to study. These are, your lack of mass, skipped gradient. The first barrier to study is lack of mass. Second is skipped gradient. Third is misunderstood word. And so they're saying when you have lack of mass or any of this, or when you're angry, I think, which it's like you're learning this as a kid. And again, the basics, right? You're learning all these small basic things. So later when you're reading the book, like when you're doing like TRs and objectives, or, the KSW, keeping Scientology working, or whatever it is, you're not thinking that what you're reading is wrong at all. You don't even question it. At least as a child born and raised in this, I never questioned it, because this is literally what our history was. This is what, if they were teaching us anything, this is what we were doing when we were at these compounds, is being forced to do these courses, whether we liked it or not. We had to finish these courses to do anything in life. So also, while we're off doing our job, quote, our post, our slave work, whatever it is, if we get hurt, for example, right? Oh, that's because you're PTS, or you're PTS, or you went by misunderstood words. So now you're having motivators. But it all goes back to the reason you got hurt, the reason you did it is all because you went by misunderstood words you didn't fully understand. And so it always went back. It would always send us back in cramming or whatever to retread, redo the learning how to learn. Retread and do the how to use a dictionary course. But you see how it breaks down, like how, pass me a fork, please. She has a misunderstood word. She hands him a cup, right? So they're just explaining like just really dumb scenarios of like, I guess like what a toddler at 2, maybe, I'm not sure, but at 2 years old would maybe, but it's like teaching a baby the wrong thing. Like, this is not how, you know what I mean? Like, this was our only structure of feeling. This is, if something's wrong, go through the book, find the place where do you look bored? Do you look tired? Do you look exasperated? Are you angry? Well, then one of these things happened when you were studying. They think that anything that, your overts and withholds, which are bad things, sins that you commit, anything like that, leads all the way back to your misunderstood words you do not understand because you didn't look them up fully how they do in these books. Okay, so yeah, this is just the learning how to learn. I want to pop on to this now, the how to use a dictionary. Notice, I don't know, it felt so like, if you're a kid, I remember holding this book and feeling so like this is my book. I felt like so like this, I don't know, these are my tools of life. So I don't know, you guys can definitely put your input, ask any questions, chat. Hi chat. Let me stop in and say hi to chat before we go on a little roll here.
To go over the words, were kids also put on the e-meter?
At the end, so during when you're in a course room, there's always like an e-meter set up for maybe whatever it is. Sometimes a supervisor or a word clearer, Nora, will sometimes have an e-meter on the side where they can do a meter check and make sure, you know, their studies are going okay. And and if they flunk their meter check, then they have to go back and find their misunderstood word, find out where they were last doing well, find out where they were last understanding it, and go just before that. It literally says on the Learning How to Learn and the Basic Study Manual, which is the teenager version, I guess, of Learning How to Learn and how to use a dictionary.
What was that? Not a nanny, but like, what was that little group?
The governess group.
I would be in that.
I was in that.
You'd be backflashing?
Well,
backflashing.
It's because, so until I was 8 years old, I could not say a full sentence, and I could not say my R's, my S's, or TH sounds because I had double ear infections over and over again. I couldn't hear a thing.
Oh my goodness.
While I was learning to talk. So, thank you. Like, what the hell did I do? I would be so, yeah.
There were so many times I would see kids just get so frustrated or upset right in front of my eyes. They were doing something, they would be doing good, and then they would get angry or upset because they were told that they flunked their meter check and they have to go back and find their misunderstood words. But yes, there was always an e-meter there. Plus, when you finish the courses, you actually have to go to qualifications division, right? The department. And then they put you on the e-meter to finish the course, which is to say, did you have any wins on this course? Great. Your needle is floating. Would you like to write a success story? Good. Do so. And then you have to have wins. You have to have wins.
Something that pisses me off about all this is when I was speaking to Chris, we were talking about red tags and how a completion without a success story is not a completion.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's right.
The
question cannot pass any course without writing a win. You have to write a success story. You have to have a win.
What is like the bare minimum that they would accept for a success story based on this book?
I had fun. I'm just kidding. I don't know. A lot of kids would do that, and then we got in trouble.
Why?
Because it was just so short. I had fun. They would be like, "What do you mean you had fun? Okay, you had, but what did you learn?" You know. So they would demand in our systems, in our aura that learning Scientology is the freedom. Learning the technology and the data is your happiness. So don't just write, "This is fun." What fun did you have? Like they might, for the young people, that might be okay at the beginning, but once you're
these are all lies. Like, yeah. I had fun being interrogated. I had fun sitting there on repeat and having to go through this check system and that check system, and then need to go all the way back. I need to figure out what I did wrong. And then it's like, write your success story. It's like, God damn it, can I ever get this right? And then that's one course. Then you have to do no wonder people lost their minds.
Yeah. And not only that, a lot of it is very repetitive. It's all just more and more and more and more and more and more of the same shit.
Journey, that's what had us laughing at the fucking personal efficiency course when we were talking about our little clay demos and shit.
Yeah, exactly. The clay demos. Oh my God.
I would fail that. I don't, on top of not knowing my full letter system, where to place my tongue to make that sound, because I didn't hear it. The problem is that I have a learning disability. Half that clay demo was so random and so broad, like this word, demonstrate,
success or something.
Yeah, it's like comprehend.
Right.
How the
Literally all that we
right? Comprehend this dirt or this clay. I don't know what you're talking about because this is not comprehend.
Yeah.
You can't. Am I doing a movie?
And action.
I know. No, just one little thing. Yeah. How much clay can I borrow? Your clay? Are you stuck with your own materials? You can't like borrow your, I don't know, partner or twin up. Do any help?
Wait, are you asking that as a real question?
Yes.
At the Int Ranch, the cadets, we never owned our own books. Like everything was all.
Oh no, I meant the clay. The clay demos.
Same clay, and we would have to clean it all up and put it all back in the same bin. And sometimes people would leave like their human, the body's made, and they would still leave them. So it would be like, ooh, the next person come and just quickly make the human body again. It would be like easy, like people would just use the same heads, but you weren't supposed to. You're supposed to be making your own clay demos from start to end and redo it. You know, like everybody's supposed. You're not supposed to, anyway. So it was just.
It can't be a group, a therapy session.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's so bad.
When did I come to realize these early teachings were wrong or hurtful at what age? I'm just learning them the last 5 years. I just learned that. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even realize that the only understanding I have of how to read a book or look up even saying look up, that is such a Scientology, like look it up. But I say it a lot when I protest because I know that they know what I mean when I say that. Look it up. Like I'm literally saying, go look it up on the internet. Look it up in a dictionary. What's the definition of mind control? What is a cult? Things like that. But because I know that they have to, as we'll find out in this book if we can get going.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You have no. I'm kidding. It's me. I feel like I'm gonna. It's more like you have to find out that you have to look up every definition of the word and give 10 sentences to every definition. Look up all the idioms. Like it's just crazy. So, and sometimes you'll look up a word in the non-Scientology, I can't even say the word anymore. WOG. That's what they would say. Look it up in the that definition and the Scientology definition. And then you would know, oh, this is literally, it wouldn't matter if they taught you what the word meant in the outside world. You knew what it meant in Scientology's terms. So you would use it as that, not what other people, you know what I mean? So there are very much people. I mean, you catch us all. Look, there's so many ex-Scientologists on YouTube that literally slip all the time. They're like, oh, God, I just said that. Oh, or when somebody mentions a word that they haven't heard in so long. This is why it triggers us. It goes all the way down to childhood, baby, fucking day to day. Every second of the day was Scientology garbage. And same thing with this like logo, the bridge logo on the bottom there, right below the L. So who's paying for the Hollywood parade? Author Services is right next to Bridge and right next to Galaxy Press. These are all signed. This is why I get so outraged at the city meetings, at fucking anywhere. When I go to protest, it's like, do not even start with me because you started with everybody before they could even think for themselves, literally. And then you have billboards and fucking promo pieces that say, curious, think for yourself. Like, no, you're literally leading people into hypnosis.
Think for yourself and fucking leave.
Literally get the F out. All right, so that's my answer to that one. Scrolling down. Okay, so we can start going through. But even how to use a dictionary picture book for children based on the works of L. Ron Hubbard. Bridge. So they say it's not Scientology. You cannot separate Scientology from L. Ron Hubbard. OSA, David Miscavige, period. You can't. So what are you talking about? L. Ron Hubbard. Bridge Publications is Scientology. And that's, again, one of their main, they have many, 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 many hundreds, if not thousands of front groups, but Bridge Publications Incorporated or whatever is one of those. Okay, we can keep moving and I'll pull up some comments as we go. I grant the Professor Kakan says, as a former qualifications secretary, I grant you the title of Professor of Scientology. Thank you.
You've been knighted.
Actually, can I show you guys something really quick? Can I totally jump off topic?
Go ahead.
Since I'm so good at doing that. Hold on. I need to run and grab it. I think I showed it in an earlier stream.
Hi, everybody. I see you guys in the chat.
Look at this thing. Did I show you guys this? Looks like a blank thing, but look close.
It's backwards, but
no, it's
no, in the screen. I think it's
mirrored.
No, but it is
Hubbard.
It is reversed because it's okay.
Oh, it's the stamp print.
It's this. That's why I'm like, I can literally make my own shirt for being a Scientology professor.
That's fucking awesome.
A Hubbard trained Scientologist.
My
Anybody
God.
want
There you go.
I'll take one.
Okay.
Anybody, you want one? Sciento Geek, I'll print it and send it to you. Isn't that wild?
That is sick.
It was in the dumpster at this old art studio place that I used to live in. I guess some artist pulled it up, probably found it somewhere and was using it for some art, and then they threw it. And I was like, "What the f is this?"
I almost want to figure out how they got it. I want to like roll back that shit.
It was in the dumpster. They got it out of the dumpster. Yeah, exactly. What artist Scientologist?
That's what artists do. They recycle, and for them to just throw that away.
So. To me, it's just wild. It feels super wild that like that metal print thing is the exact same way they made all of these, like just with a machine and all that. But it's the same. Those certs, I literally we would have to bring all the certs at the ranch. We had our own cert person. Somebody, Ann Webb or somebody would be making all the certs for all the courses.
Was that a cadet? Doing all the certs?
A child, an older cadet, would be that they would be the qualifications. I see they were the qualsec for the int ranch, so they would be the whole ranch. Every cadet was functioning as part of a screw in the.
Oh my God!
Like the kids did the work to take care of the kids. And if there's no food or no cleaning supplies, it was the kid's fault for not notifying the adult. We need cleaning supplies weeks before, because then they have to get a PO order and a purchase order ready. Everything is controlled. Everything, every fucking thing. That's why security is able to walk out 5 seconds when he sees somebody with a camera, because all day long, that's all they're doing. Because if they don't, they get in trouble. Their job can be at risk. Their post, they cause treason on their job. It's their fault. Everybody is responsible for anything that goes wrong around them or to them.
Talk about child labor laws and, prison camps and.
Yeah. Literally. So, okay, back to this. How to study this book. So you see, it's saying, I feel like I shouldn't read it, because I don't know if I'm reading it the same way I read it as a child. Or maybe we should go through it all. Maybe we'll just all kind of jump in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah. However you want to do it.
Go to the next page and you want to start?
I mean, I just don't want to go over. I don't know. Should we? I just don't. It's okay. Like, literally, this is an important thing, though. I remember having to read the first part of this. I just want to see how it sounds coming out of somebody else's, not my own head.
All right.
Oh, okay.
You want to go, Journey, or you want me to go?
I can do this page.
All right, go ahead.
How to study this book. It is best to study this book with another person. This person is called your twin. A twin is a person's partner in study. When you have a twin, you work together and make sure that you each really understand what you are studying. It makes it easier and more fun.
Okay, so, and more fun. Why were we not allowed to write at 4 years old when we completed, or 5 years old, completed the dictionary course? We had fun. It says easier and more fun. Anyway, so yeah.
Because everything's a lie in Scientology.
Everything. They will not, you will not have more fun. You will have less fun because you can't joke and do whatever the fuck you want because everything's joke. Oh, the next thing you're going to be looking up in the dictionary, in the Scientology tech dictionary, is joking and degrading.
And you're going to have some asshole breathing down your neck, writing a pink sheet on you.
Well, here's what's the interesting part. With me being part of this secret group, this person was upset. Them being, couple years, up to 5 to 10 years, being a Scientologist, right?
Yeah.
Making friends in the Scientology world. I guess one Scientologist flat out yelled at them and said, "We're not here to make friends." And then he got upset.
100%.
And then he got upset. Of course we are. And then everybody's like, yeah, because they're all public.
Yes.
No, we're not. Because then you interpolate each other and you get off course and go on and I'm just like.
Yeah, no, we would literally, I heard a supervisor if not Serge Delmar, I'm sure said it a million times when he was in Clearwater, fucking, no, you're like anybody making friends on course, it's like, knock it off, other fish to fry, get back to course, get on your course. You must have misunderstood words if you are trying to make friends during course.
Yep. And that's what blows my mind because everybody gets into Scientology that I've heard of to help others. Unless you were born in and you just were a slave. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Laura, but that breaks my heart. And this is why I'm here in this movement because I'm like, F you, stop abusing people. You can have your own damn cult. It's not illegal, but this abuse and under the rate, and they're still going, pisses me off. And this is why, I'm still doing what I can.
When people say, well, if people want to leave, they can just leave. It's like, no, you can't. Not when the psychological brainwashing has you are literally putting a hammer to a child's head and saying, well, if they wanted to go, they should just go. If they should just
legally, I don't think they know. Legally, I don't think they know how far or what the term brainwashing is and how to go from it because then it turns into a mental prognosis instead of a legal term, kind of like a victim versus a perpetrator. In the legal term, it's the perpetrator has taken something from the victim, whatever it may be, and it needs to be made whole again. So that's like the legal whatever. But then when you get to this and brainwashing and conditioning over and over and over again, you can't break free. You're mentally trapped.
And not only that, imagine, and I can't talk about it, but I would love to. There's so much I'm dealing with right now that I cannot talk about it because if I do, Scientology literally gets word of it and then they interfere in some way and make what I'm doing longer and a lot harder. So I can't talk about it. But what I will say is that even going to report things to the police, which I've already told you guys that it's hard for them to, where does a police officer go? Are you okay? Would you like to leave? I'm here if you need help. They're literally brainwashed. They're not allowed to answer. They're not allowed to tell you the truth. So it's so crazy to me. Like it's even hard for outside city services who deal with cult behavior and psychotic mentality and psychosis controlled beyond belief.
Yeah. And that's where
they can't get people out of Scientology. They can't get them out. Literally, Mike Brown had to fucking threaten and do everything he could to get his own mother out when she was dying.
Yeah.
And so imagine, how am I going to get the local police, even if we do have some good police officers, how am I going to get them to get to a state where they even can have a conversation with a Sea Org member to get them to say, no, I don't want to be in the Sea Org, but I know I'm going to get in trouble and I'm going to have to go through major sec checking. Like, they're not going to say all that.
No. That's where social workers need to really be trained. That's what, and the only thing that I think a cop can relate to actually, like, it is, say, a high control relationship.
Yeah.
Abusive
that's
relationship where they feel you have a hold on someone, on one person. Imagine thousands and thousands of people being held mentally.
And then each of those people keeping everybody else accountable.
Because, hey, their win. Yeah, or the lies, like, I had fun. I had this. You should totally feel the freedom that I have.
Right. The out point, as they say, should be, why are they only writing I had fun, not demanding that they have to write something else? But they shouldn't have to question it. That should be the result. That should be their, it should be.
Why does a success story have to be examined by somebody?
And why do you have to write a success story? And why do you have to feel a success after something? Why couldn't you just say, I feel like I learned some stuff out of this?
The biggest warning red flag that I have is on any course that you sign up, you have to promise that you won't talk bad or sue. Immediately, like, why would someone want to sue? If this is fun, if this is freedom, why is that a label?
Yeah, and also a lot of people don't know this, but when you have your children or adults sign up to courses like this, you're signing off your rights every single time you're on a routing form, on a check sheet. You're literally signing your rights away.
Yeah, and that's what blows my mind, that any business, religious or not, whatever the hell that it qualifies under law, can do that. Because no one can take your right without your permission. But you can change your mind. Just like
not only no one can take your right, but without your permission. But how does Scientology go about it? They just have the kids get brainwashed before they can even make their own decisions. Tell them what their decisions that they are making are already theirs, even though you're putting it and making them do it. They decided they wanted to do the learning how to learn. They decided they wanted to stay in the Sea Org. They decided they wanted to go to fucking Clearwater and be a slave for they decided it. They've been deciding it since they decided to choose their own family members. They decided as a baby Thetan, little Thetan that has lived as a baby little body, they decided, I'm going to go into my Sea Org parents. And I decided this. So even if I don't remember, I did something to pull this in and cause this on my doing.
But here's what and I'm not a legal person, so
and I am.
My flat out question may just fall flat, because if, say, you're on a date and you're having fun, but then you change your mind, I don't want to get physical, you can. They can't just force it and say, you said yes in the beginning. Just like that, yes, I want to do this course, but halfway through it, be like, no, you know what? And I'm going to speak my mind because I changed my mind. Why isn't there that rule applying to this?
Yeah.
I almost want to say gambler's fallacy, like you become financially invested so you feel obligated to finish it out.
That's how it is when you get to the upper levels and you realize freaking Hubbard's not from Earth. What game is that? Because you can totally put it in this kid's book and everybody thinking aliens and L. Ron Hubbard came to save us and remind us we are little Thetans.
It's just so gross. I didn't realize even the volcano on the book that Jeff Hawkins put together. I didn't realize That has to do with body thetans and the whole story behind Xenu.
Yeah, everybody was blown up.
But they normalize
what a great child story.
They normalize it so that when you are watching the events and the new basics, you're seeing things that other people don't know about because you're OT4 or you're OT5 or whatever it is. And so you're permanently brainwashed. You're like, wow, L. Ron Hubbard was telling us the truth, but in a way that we could receive it.
And see, isn't that weird? Because I've even seen posts about an OT8, new OT8, and then the comment section is like, oh, I can't wait to get there. And I can't wait to feel what she feels. And I'm just like, she's lying. She's getting nothing. She can have cancer. She can get cancer next year. And it's not about a misunderstood word.
Yeah.
It's about yourself.
At the graduation. Every Friday night, whenever even at the Ant Ranch, when we would graduate our course, we'd come up and have our printed cert from that metal thing that was in the dumpster. And it says it would be all professional. At the beginning, they would be handwritten. And then when you get older, the certs get better and bigger. Everything gets more shinier and more fucking.
But that's
the more money you donate, the bigger your trophy gets.
Creepy about all the indigent servanthood of Sea Org and everything, or public, you get recognized for, and then it's like whatever you did, and you're like, just thank God I completed this because I'm reaching freedom. I'm opening I'm supposed to get these gains, and if I don't say I didn't get them, I have to do it all. So no, I got this. Look at my paper.
Yeah, how much of this is, but the question, I'm trying to think.
Sorry.
How much, Lara, of your actual success stories do you feel were legitimate versus you faking something just to get it over with?
Actually, I was just thinking about that. Truly, I was just thinking, did I ever write a success story? And I did. I remember writing long ones, but they were fucked up things. I'm telling you, pull my folders. Let's go. Let's see them. Show me all the courses that you said I did. Let me see my fucking handwriting. Let me see the quote success stories. You know why? Sorry, I have you comment covering Journey's face. Pull them because I want to see. Most of them will literally say oh, I learned how. It would be the same repetitive, I learned how to really keep my confront in. And was able to handle my upset, my ARC break better. Where is the actual win? When did I stop using Scientology language? And I said, when I was digging the trench, literally, when I would, that's why they don't want anything to be opened up. They don't even want our success stories as children. They can't even really show them. They can't. If so, why wouldn't they have put it on the Castile Canyon Scientology site? The Int Ranch Cadet Org site. Why wouldn't they have put real, actual, here are the success stories that kids wrote when they were 5 years old at the Int Ranch? Because there's stuff in there that would prove that we were indentured slaves. It would prove that when I got a sunburn, I did a touch assist, and on the touch assist I learned, and now my sunburn's better. Why did you have a sunburn? From working outside in the heat? Literally, there's so much proof in even the success stories of these courses. I'm literally getting worked up, and it won't go away. This is why I'm bringing this up, because the basic books, this is the stuff that I do need to talk about. This is the stuff that is deeply, 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 I remember staring at this page and staring at the kid with the bat, thinking I wonder how hard he's hitting that. I was so bored of what they were trying to learn or teach, what they were trying to teach me, that I was more visually interested in visuals, pictures. That's why when I do write my book, I've said this, it's gonna be like this. It's literally gonna be like a fucking kid's book, so that you can understand as a child how we just got into this and where we're at today. What do you mean? Why am I crazy? What do you mean? You find out, literally. But Scientology, that's why. Literally go see what Scientology does. And this is the basic books. So what pisses me off so much internally, and why I will never stop doing this no matter what happens. If I have to move out of LA, I will never stop fighting Scientology. I will continue to do this forever and ever and ever until it's done, until they are dissolved, until L. Ron Hubbard is so exposed that even the child basics books, you would think, God, it looks so normal. And now you're going to understand why this was so poisonous and why every book and fucking word of L. Ron Hubbard should just be fucking dissolved. That's literally what I mean. Dissolved. Like, I wish there was magic that would dissolve it all.
Just gonna Thanos snap that shit.
I don't know. There's a lot. So yeah. And it goes personally, but every single child cadet knows. So we'll go through quickly now that I've talked about my emotional feelings about it all. Now we can probably run through it, and now you'll see, like, but like I said, staring at this first page, I was staring at like, oh, it looks like he's hitting that bat hard. So again, I asked this question earlier. If you guys can put it in the chat later or on the replay, if you're watching this, if anybody knows who did the drawings or the cartoons, whether it was a computer done, I don't know. Who did it though? Somebody's name is on, somebody did those designs, and I'm wondering if it was done at Gold Base, was it done at CST? I don't know. So yeah, I'm just wondering because these images are definitely, sadly, forever planted in my brain. All right, drilling will help a lot. Do we want to go through all this or what?
Yeah, I can cover this page.
Okay, I just don't want to, it's not that I don't want to bore people, I just want to be really to the point about. And I love that we're even though we've been staring at this fucking page, it really brings up a lot. And it brings up a lot, not just for me, but what was so normal and is so normal, and why the police still can't do anything about this because of these books. They start them really young with these books, so that by the time they're 14, right? 14 years old, they should already be on the pier if they're excited to be doing something physical. Ooh, I gotta like go to the pier if and not be like doing TRs or inside a tape lecture for like, that's what you think, you're just in the courtroom. So the purification is a fun thing. The you know, like those, it's like these weird little like traps of your brain where you feel like, oh, I'm getting a little endorphins or whatever it is, where you feel like you're getting release or having fun on the purification rundown. So, and not only that, you're, you know, this visionary bridge, the road to freedom, the only fucking thing, you're like kind of imagining yourself there. You're like, okay, so I'm here. Oh, there's a bridge and a picture of L. Ron Hubbard in almost every single organization for sure. There's the fucking picture of the bridge, which has every single course. When you have a real full blown up one, it literally says every course you have to do and it's so much. So you're thinking, wow, the purification is like a pretty big one on the lower part of, I just remember thinking all these things. And so like, you couldn't do the purification rundown without doing the how to use a dictionary course, without doing BSM, without doing, there's certain things you had to do before you did the purif. And in that, I never understood why. And it's like, what's so fucked up is I learned the abuse and the technology, or how I was supposed to be acting and being and thinking, before I could even read. And why is because I was looking up to my parents, obviously, the Sea Org members, the other child, baby, cockroach kids, like all of the crap that was normal. That was all we were allowed to see as a reflection of abuse. So there's no abuse when everybody else around you is getting treated similarly or the same way, right? Doesn't that, like, we would not know right now if we're being abused if we thought, if the internet is literally frying our brains, like but if we did, we'd be like, dude, get off the internet, you know, whatever it is. It's just, it takes so long to realize it, but it wasn't. It was done by adults, by humans, and it was done in such a short, if you look at it, 30 years is such a short time that so much abuse was done and nothing legally was ever fucking done about it. Even though so much reports came out of it, or in our eyes, right? We'd write our report or a success story. We, you know, after every course, they use that as PR, as evidence, saying, no, look, this is her, she wrote a success, she's been finishing all these courses, she's doing great. And then they come to me, Megan, we thought you were doing great, what's going on? Like, now it's my fault. I need to look at myself and ask myself, what is going on? What am I doing that is creating all this interbulation? Right? So everything is my fault. Everything is the fault of somebody who's creating or talking about the abuse that's happening out loud. If you speak about the abuse out loud, something's wrong with you. You're seeing this wrong. We're going to change your view of this because you're out of line. It's literally like, I can't help it, but like continue to refer it to North Korea and worse. Mm-hmm. This to me is worse. How does North Korea get away with being in the United States right now in the mentality? Scientology is doing that right in front of us, right here in the US, like, let alone political cults and all of that. This is why, you know, I'm sure there is, but you don't have physical, like thousands of books of fucking L. Ron Hubbard garbage bullshit that literally teaches. You wouldn't have like little political flyers that are like, I don't know, maybe I just told the world now everybody to start sending political flyers to kids. But I guess it's illegal. You probably can't. Why do they allow it in Scientology? There's just so much normalness in Scientology's organ, weird views that this is how you must view and see things. It's so wild. It's hard to admit it when you've left Scientology on this side. You're like, it took a while. For me to even say it out loud. Like, no, auditing is so controlling and corrupt and destroys a child's mind. Anyways, wow. Okay, we really need to fucking turn off this page because this reminds me of the sports field and me. Oh, wait, let's go to okay. So it goes, what is a dictionary? Dictionaries, how to find words in a dictionary, pronunciations, right? So like, I'm sorry, but I had to do this fucking course a million times. I did this and basic study manual a million times.
But seeing this shit pisses me off more. Okay, because
thank you. 90 am I just getting like
no, you're good.
So
but it's
loud right now.
It's the fact that 90% of what Hubbard says should be in a good dictionary after reading the student hat dinky dictionary policy bullshit.
Right.
Almost 2/3, 3/4 of the shit that he says needs to be in a dictionary is not in his own.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
Pronunciations, idiom usages, origins of words.
Yeah. Well, that's why with Sciento and ology, those are two different languages that you can't just put together. And how do you translate it? You can't.
And he did it though. That's what's crazy. And hey, guys, society, it wasn't me. I was in the psychosis. So like, I was a little baby in the psychosis. So I, as a societal member, did not allow this to happen. Okay. This was society saying, okay, we're going to allow a religion to be, and they're going to be called science and ontology together. That's such bullshit. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, I just think it's funny. I'm like, but hey, I'm here doing it now. I'm doing it from the inside out without a GED yet, which I'm working on. Okay, so yeah. So where were we? Oh, I just wanted to read this one. Stanford nurse Dr. Roberts was written that human behavior is driven by biological, experimental, and environmental factors, especially under stress, rather than from free will. Exactly. Like, come on. You think people are literally not stressed about even doing their, like, the SAT test, the freaking bar exam, like all of these, like, to go to school, you're constantly under pressure. And it's the same, mind controlling pressure, but you're just in a cult and Scientology in the middle of nowhere with no reflection of the world or anybody else to fucking look at or any other choices. And it's literally starts by this: words, tall, running, pictures of L. Ron Hubbard's wannabe teaching books that have changed children's brains into later on really believing that like auditing works, or you know what I mean? I don't know.
There's a huge publication, kind of like ABC Mouse, but it's another one. They made a elephant book. I forget the name.
Well,
of it.
I feel like Disney is very. You said ABC Mouse. I just thought of Disney, but I feel like this book kind of not like has like a not Disney feel, but it does have, you know how like the drawings of Minnie and Mickey are. It did feel like, oh wow, L. Ron Hubbard. Okay, this is gonna sound dumb, but L. Ron Hubbard really took his time to make sure a book came out that would be really like artful and fun. I don't know. These drawings are very simple, but I do like. I feel like I loved when I was learning how to draw later when I left Scientology. I was learning how to draw, like how to make an expression, like, you know, and I was like, how do you express that? Like, how do you make words? I think it was like when I was writing music, songs and lyrics, I was always like, I can do it with words, but I can't draw out an expression. So I love all my little bottle caps because to me, they have so many weird different, every one of them has the weirdest expressions.
So it doesn't sound weird. You were made to look up, you and many others were made and still are made to look up to Hubbard, a con man.
Yeah.
But, you know, any little thing that he did, even like you thinking, oh, he took the time to draw this, so I can understand.
But also, he did not take the time to do this.
No,
Somebody else did this, and this was probably done at Gold Base or whatever. Like I just.
No, I know. I just know in the
I'm just deleting it from my head.
Admiring someone and admiring of what all they did for you. So if the least you can do is get on course, it's pissing me off. And Amber.
That's literally it, Jeremy. It's like the least you can do is knock it off, get up, get your ethics in. That's literally how they would talk to us.
And that's why, like, I think this is very important to go over the mental, like having a kid sit for 2 hours doing this, and then going, doing whatever, digging the ditch, whatever. It is horrific. Like, I'm sorry. I instead of anger now, I shut down, and I'm getting both. I'm getting really pissed off, and I don't have words.
I feel that I'm pushing. I feel that not putting. I feel like I'm putting that energy. I hope, and maybe you're just feeling it because that's how I feel. That's how I feel when I see this book, and I'm like cleaning up my space and my apartment and everything. And I'm just like, every time I look, I literally I'm looking over to this book that's sitting on the thing. And I'm like, oh, I have to do a live stream about that. And I'm like, why? Why? It was such a basic book. And I'm like, that is why. Like my brain thought I was excited when I had to redo this course. I was like, oh, good. I'll rather do this than like having to read Dianetics. I was like, this is, talk about too steep gradient. I kept being like, no, it's a skip gradient. Like I could, because it was, there was another one that I just thought was so hard. New Slant on Life, another fucking book. And I don't know. So when I would go back to these, I was like, oh, at least I know this. It reminded me of understanding, I don't know, because I literally would only be looking at this type of material my whole life. So it's weird. Like, I don't like it. I don't want to say I like it, but it definitely inspires me today in my art on how I can start making things, even though this is shitty. This pisses me off. But yeah, so let's keep going. So yeah. So you have like little kids, imagine me, Susie, Jenna, Plumie, all these like young cadets, we're all 3, 4, 5 years old. These are the books, 6 years old, 7, 8, all the way up. An 8-year-old would do this book if they needed to, whatever it is. Down, apple. So it's so hypnotic. I don't know. Don't you agree? Like if you're just like you're getting lost in these pictures, and that's what would happen. It would like words often have more than one meaning. I'd be like, oh yeah, bat. Like this is what you think as an adult. I'm thinking, dang, that's how I thought teaching was done. That's how I thought schooling, quote, is doing these books, and that you have to get through L. Ron Hubbard's library to have any normal education. Beware. Yeah. See, all visual, very like, but if I'm going to tell my story about the ranch and all of that, I will be drawing things like this so that it's very clear what I was feeling or like what was happening. Not like this. It'll be my own weird fun art, but yeah. A dictionary can help you understand words, but we're going to make you use it how we want you to use it, not how you would like to use it.
You're going to spend more time in it than in your actual fucking materials.
Literally. Staying stuck on the words that are going to keep you hypnotized in your implant that they're saying you're being implanted later. And so you're going to erase it all later and it's all up to you. It's literally a full fucking, the OT set, like, it's just crazy. Okay. But it's all here. It's all like, whatever they're saying here is going to start shuffling all the way up the TRs, then to the the purification rundown, then to audit, then everything, then to the OT levels. It's all disgusting. How to say a word, how to spell a word, how. So yeah, this is the material they were teaching children to get them to learn easy, but then have L. Ron Hubbard imprinted in their upfield, like growing and learning and always knowing whatever L. Ron Hubbard says is right, or that he's not just a, hungry, cult, religion, money, hunger, whatever. He also, he makes all these books and drawings, and no, other people do this for him. This is all done by Sea Org members and approved by Sea Org members for sure, and maybe advertised and promoted and all of that to Scientologists outside who then promote that. Again, this is all Scientology, illustration, whatever. This is all from Bridge Publication. They own all of this. I want to be very clear. This is a review and a telling of my abuse and the worlds of kids and Scientology. And this is what they have them do. And they do not have any health or medical certificates that show that auditing or purification rundown there's no authority on it. It's all held inside the cult controlled, mind controlled, the business of Scientology and its affiliated branches, such as Bridge Publications Incorporated and all their other used fraud public. I'm just saying that so they know. This is very much Scientology's, L. Ron Hubbard's, beginning stages of what they think is normal and where they would think, oh, look, these are just the basics. This is how you get kids on course. This is how, you know what I mean? So just want to put it out. My view, my learning, my teachings of what I've unlearned and what I'm learning and what I've realized, I'm like, oh, okay, this is normal. And this was still Scientology's thinking or pretending that this was, their teachings only. Because they mix a lot of the outside world stuff in with their garbage. And so everything can seem normal. They always have the answer on the bottom of the page. And I write like that. And I used to always be like, I'd be like, God dang it. I'd always be like, look, okay, good. I'm right. I would just be or I'd be like, oh, I need to have 5 people do, like, I would have Gayla Gualteri or one of my friends from the Cadet Org. I'd be like, oh, do you want to do this drill with me? Just so that they could stop what they were doing, because I knew they were not having fun, and then they would come have fun with me on this drill. So, because you always have to have a twin or somebody you do the course with, right? So you're supposed to you do learn it, and then you have to teach it. And so all the way when you're going up this bridge of Scientology to total freedom, you're always training and receiving the auditing, learning, you know what I mean? So they get you to normalize, like, look, if another person is doing this with you and then you see a course room doing it and you know that, quote, millions of people have done this, then it's all normal. They make it all normal. So yeah, I like how you're just going through it, because I'm not here to advertise Scientology's, like, this is just garbage to me. Like, this is all very fucked up mental control. And it's like, why? There's many ways. I think that, like, obviously there's everything ties into this in my head. I have a lot of mixed emotions all the time when I'm going through all this. Like the drills. Tell your twin, wait, stay here. Tell your twin what an accent mark is. Say the following words to your twin using the accent marks given below. Oh God, I just want to barf. And then look at the little kid painting. Is that what he's doing there on the bottom? Painting like up. We're just doing fun work, guys. Remember. But they use all of this to later on keep you in control or keep you in control on your post, on your work, on your literal like duties. On if Odo or security guards come to tell a child, go inside, hey, like, hey, there's a drill when people come, when there's protesters or picketers, or the agitators, as they would call us. You got to go inside. So now the kid knows, oh, the drill is when you see the drill. This is why drills. Everything's about training, drilling, doing, you know what I mean? Like they don't use normal words. There's very strong language used all the time, every single fucking second in the Sea organization and in Scientology when you're talking about anything. Little code words. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I feel like we can. I don't want to.
Lara, do you have a mod?
Do I have? I mean, maybe. I don't know why.
Chris N5896.
Oh, ban. Bye, bitch. Bye. Was that good?
Yeah, that's great.
There you go.
I just want to make sure that no.
Yes, fair share for use, Laurie. Oh yeah, it's okay. I love it. When they come out, they get, what is it? Whack Patrol. Amber, I'm glad you're out of that whole. Yes, literally. Scientology. Yes, exactly. Yeah, if there's any credits. Got it, Sally. I did that just now. Thank you. I used to pretend to look up. I used to pretend to look up words in the dictionary so I didn't have to do the course, and then I'd make up stories in my head with the dictionary. Absolutely, I would do the exact same thing, or I would just start learning things that I would have never been like able to learn if I hadn't gone down some long. They call them word chains. They're like, oh, she's in a word chain. But I would learn stuff. It was like so interesting. But yeah, that's funny. I would have like a dictionary, and then I'd have a dictionary, and then sometimes I'd have a book inside the dictionary that I would be reading to get more information on the word. It was just bullshit. But yeah, I laughed at that one because there's so many times we would do stupid things just to have fun with whatever,
Having fun with nonsense.
Right. Give your twin 10 examples of nouns. Have your twin give you 10 examples of nouns. So there's some stuff that seems normal, but they'll slowly mold it in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then here you are. They're like, all of a sudden you're reading this and doing this and like, that's it? Okay, 15-minute break. Boom. And so you're like, your brain switches like a freaking military. You're just like running as fast as you can to the canteen that you have to spend your own money in with your $7 pay. So you're trying to get like something plus, or run up and get maybe a not so rotten apple out of the box that's on the ground in the ice room in the, kitchen dining area up at the main house. And then you have to and then you want 5 or 10 minutes to swing on the swings outside, right? So you're like eating an apple while you're swinging, then you littered, you better get that before you go inside or you're going to be late. Oh, you have to run and get your trap. Like there's so much control every second. And then you're back in and then you're back on the course. You're back in and you're doing, dirty shirt. You're learning about, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's long-term hypnosis. Yeah. Verb. So it just goes over everything. I don't want to break it down too much because they own this and they're just kind of gross. That's why I wanted to give it a break really quick. But it's wild to like nobody realizes that these books,
okay,
these L. Ron Hubbard fucking books like this. Oh, here you go. I'm going to put it on the back so that they know. Applied Scholastics owns this, okay? Everybody knows. International. Applied Scholastics.
It's all Scientology.
This is the things that, like, when you see somebody, a child, you know, walking down the street or getting auditing on the sidewalk or something like that, you know that they've done this course already, especially if they're getting auditing. That's like, if you, again, there's a bridge, which we'll probably have to print and maybe go over, but there's a bridge, there's the auditing side and the training side. And so you don't skip, there's no way, you do everything all the way up. So when a child is receiving auditing, like walking around, and look around here and find something you can have. If they're getting self-analysis auditing, if they're doing anything like that, if they're on the purification rundown, they have done these courses. So their brain is literally at that level. They're already in a place where it's not going to be helpful. There you go. It's not going to be helpful other than getting their parents to literally get out. Like, or, you know what I mean? Like I mean, hopefully I try to be as good as I can at it, but, okay. Yeah. You see on the left side here is, I believe, the training side. Yeah. And so, you don't go below this. See? So success through communication route, Hubbard qualified Scientologist, that's the HQS. So you have all the way down below, you see, I think you have to go below this then. Life improvement. Okay, go to the right. Wait. Go in between. What is right there? Can you zoom in on that? Disaster. Oh, like, this is so crazy. Minus. So they have okay. So, they should technically, there would be a breakdown of all their children, or like the basic study manual. What goes below the Hubbard qualified Scientologist?
So what are those negative numbers? Is that the extra tone scale, or is that more of you're not straight up and vertical? I don't know what the hell.
Basically, how it's not the tone scale, but it's just how unenlightened you are, and
I think
up until that point.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's slugless auditing.
It's called awareness characteristics.
Yeah, other people.
Oh, that's so freaking.
The fact that catatonia is above. What the fuck is erosion?
How the hell
erosion of what?
I don't think I've ever seen
is above.
I don't think.
Glee.
Glee.
Glee. Why is that a bad thing?
Glee. You know, you're just in glee, man. Giggly glees, hallucinations,
masochism and sadism.
I don't think I've ever seen this. This is crazy. Wait,
what the hell is this?
What year is this? I mean, like, what? Yeah. How old is this chart? I wonder.
I could not tell you how old this is. There is no year on this chart. What was that? Nope.
Awareness scale. It's the awareness scale.
Oh my God.
Your awareness as you go up the training and the auditing side of the bridge, your awareness just fucking shoots out.
And I found like this list of what you're supposed to achieve after you like done 10, 11, 12 of the OT levels. Like everything, you're pretty much like,
OT.
You can move things with your mind. You can create things. I mean, it's like this BS list of like all the things you obtain. And
it should say on the end of Scientology Geek, on the end of like the column to the right of like OT8, what does it say? It says like what the achievement should be at the end. Yeah, what does that say? Handles the primary reason for amnesia on the whole track.
I'm
and
sure they
cause
have
over
that.
life.
And the whole track is not just this life. It's
All your past
right.
life.
Yes, on the whole track.
Good
And
luck
then
with that.
above the OT8, it says confidential until released.
Yeah. And people have paid for it already.
That's
Which is insane.
I'm
forgot
curious
about
what
that.
people have paid for it. Like, what is the pay scale for this?
A
For the
lot.
OT9 to
Millions.
15
Oh,
shit. Like,
yeah. Right.
Oh yeah.
how much are they charging?
Oh my God. And his grant
I
card
have
wasn't
not
ready for
seen
that.
it in a while, but I know it's been promised for
Since
25
the
years
80s?
now.
Mm-hmm.
It was promised in like 2000, 2001 that it's coming soon.
Yeah, just like the end times. Coming soon.
Well, that's why, because OT8 wasn't even out. And then all of a sudden, half of it came out.
I had
That's only a half. That's not even the full 8.
Yeah, I had this idea that when they, like, for some reason, when they got, I don't know, maybe it was a mix, maybe I confused a few things. I know there was something like when they got Superpower paid for or something, they were going to release that, and they finally did, but it was like taking, I don't know, maybe it was that, or they needed everybody to be clear. Like the planet has to be cleared before they can release the next levels.
They're not even clear. Even though they say they're clear, trust me, they still work
somehow, and
still have
somehow every
misunderstood
org has to get the same hill size.
OT20 costs less. No way. No, OT20, I mean, woo! Fucking
Making galaxies with that
yeah,
shit.
you got your money. You won't be paying money at that point. Your soul will be just
Your soul becomes payment.
blender. Are you going to do a segment on training routines, on TRs? I did a little bit of that. I should do more. I feel like I just was really excited to like talk about just the basics, the beginning basics of these like childhood, like artsy fartsy books that kind of put this like playful, fun imagery in a child's mind while they're slowly learning the beginning, like even before they go and do TRs, the training routines, before they do the drills of the training routines. It's like,
yeah, this introduces drills, right? As a term.
Yeah. And so much as a term that the security guards can be like, hey, we're doing a drill. Hey, guys, drill, blow drill, whatever. I'm kidding. But it's more like when somebody's superior to you, they'll even like be like, hey, this is not a drill. This is serious. Like they'll be like, this isn't like you're just like exercising this, you know? Yeah. Who knows?
But
That's
What
insane.
is drilling is. Weird comment. Said Lara, Sally, was that you? That must have been a different Sally. I guess there's a lot of Sallys in here. Yeah, there is.
I'm noticing that a bunch of these like spam accounts are
Yeah,
Jack
they're
and then
trying to
3
look
characters
like
after
other.
that.
Yeah, and notice that. Good. I like it when they come in. I'm like, bah, ban, ban. Like that's what you're doing with your life. You literally could go. Actually, do let it be, let it be. Originally, the levels were only supposed to take a few weeks per LRH's writings. Yeah, but and then they extended so many
Yeah.
so many things, and came up with the superpower and all of that. Like and not only that, like how is it that like Dave Miscavige has redone apparently the whole bridge or training to the golden age of tech,
Yep.
golden age of knowledge, like 2 or 3 times. Like, so they're just going to keep doing
Yeah.
whatever, you know what I
Change
mean?
the order of the certain ones. That's why all the old ones are like, this isn't LRH.
Yeah.
I'm like, just wake up. But I'm blown away with
everything, though, always goes. It's teaching, saying it's, oh, these are just the basics, but in the end, it's the same thing you're reading later on. You're just learning more ooga booga. You're just learning, like fattening you up with more like information on your false information. Right. So once you're like, it's like cartilage, then they'll know, okay, good. You can't get through that. Now we'll tell you the Xenu thing or the,
it's all the same information. I remember, because I have Scientology 8008 or whatever the heck it is.
8008.
Yeah, however they say it. I don't want to be indoctrinated.
Through it?
Well, we started it, and as soon as I was reading it to Holly, it was like, she's like, wait, I thought this was getting better, like different. I was like, no, it's the same shite from the beginning. And it's on repeat. He repeats himself in different forms. Like he'll say this in this paragraph, and then he'll rearrange the words, saying the same thing in the next paragraph. And it's just like pages and pages of run-on sentences and nonsense. He's not a good author. And it's just like, we're not learning anything at all. It's just a bunch, like just kind of breadcrumbs of, oh, remember the tone scale. And I'm like, we didn't learn that way back then.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't think I've ever read that book. I just know that I remember it being very confusing.
It's all because it's nonsense. It's literally like jumbled words, made up words, and terms that are different from actual, verbiage that you would use it. And then he puts on run-on sentences, and it's on repeat. So you're not gaining information. That's why I'm like, word for word, you guys are looking up. But the sentence structure, if you look at it, makes no sense whatsoever. Like there's no context.
Right.
And there's more words to use like with what
between beta mess result and activities known. It's just so as life and causes the end living life forms in the absence of interplay. The life form is dead. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yep. And Homo sapiens is 2 words. Homo sapien. The beingness of man. And it's just like,
I always wondered. I was like, why? One word.
It was a fucking pain in the ass. What did we read? I'm trying to remember. Was it I don't know why, but I want to say either the Phoenix Lectures or
oh god,
or fucking we looked at Problems of Work Journey.
Yes,
and that was one of the ones where we were like, what the fuck is this shit?
It's horrendous.
Yeah, I was stuck on Problems with Work. I don't think I ever got through Problems of Work. And if I did, I probably just was like, all right, I'm done.
Well, just to let you know, your intelligence actually speaks for itself, because if you can't get through a Hubbard book, it's not you.
You're smarter than Hubbard.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, because you don't talk like that at all. I don't even hear a Scientologist talk like that. It is like, word after word after word, and the structure of the sentence or the paragraph or even the page for itself, what was the context you just read over and over and over again? You could have just done one simple sentence for all that crap.
Yeah.
And it means nothing. It's just, oh, okay. this, beingness is blah blah blah, but they'll he'll give an example and he'll do it, but it's such. I don't get how you're even reading a dictionary or looking this up.
I think that's why they have this supervisor who's constantly if they see you getting off in a daze, they're like, "Pop!" It's so hypnotic. It's wake up and figure it out. Don't sleep. Don't relax your brain. Don't get carried away of not knowing that. You have to push yourself through trying to kind of somehow get this information.
And the struggle isn't you. It's freaking a madman on a drunken bender off on the islands, and I have a sailboat. And be like, oh, I have something. It's random shite.
Yeah. Oh, I gave my son Nibs speed, and now he's talking about being a clam.
Yeah. And boom, OT8. OT, so crazy. So yeah, I just wanted to really, it's all these basic books. And then again, look, Dave Miscavige doesn't even fucking know what to do. So he's just repeating the basics. He's repeating everything. And so it's this hypnotic trap of
so horrible.
It's gross.
No, it is. And that's why it's,
and it's through it goes through the children. It goes through every time you see people on course, the parents on course, and their kids are walking with them at the end, and it's just or they're outside eating their little, lunchbox snack because the canteen, whatever, is so expensive.
It makes me sick that they have their own restaurant cafe type thing, and the money just keeps going back in.
Just take a second and just read these 2 paragraphs.
The basic difficulty with all juvenile delinquency is the one-time apparently humane program.
We're missing.
Yeah, I was I'm missing words. The basic you read it. I can't read this. It's too small.
The basic difficulty with all juvenile delinquency is the one-time apparently humane program of forbidding children to labor in any way. Doubtless, it was once a fact that child labor was abused, that children were worked too hard, that their growths were stunted, and that they were in general used. It is highly doubtful if the infamous Mr. Marx ever saw in America young boys being pulled off machines, dead from work, and thrown onto dump heaps. Where there was an abuse of this matter, there was a public cry against it, and legislation was enacted to prevent children from working. This legislation, with all the good intention of the world, is, however, directly responsible for juvenile delinquency. Forbidding children to work, and particularly forbidding teenagers to make their own way in the world and earn their own money, creates a family difficulty so that it becomes almost impossible to raise a family. And it creates, as well and particularly, a state of mind in the teenager that the world does not want him and that he has already lost his game before he's begun it. Then with something like universal military training staring him in the face so that he dare not start a career, he is, of course, thrust into a deep sub-apathy on the subject of work. When he at length is faced with the necessity of making his own way in the world, he rises into an apathy and does nothing about it at all. But what I'm really focusing on here is this part, that he's saying that stopping children from working causes juvenile delinquency.
Right.
I'm wondering if this was one of the ways they justified the ranches.
They absolutely.
Yeah.
They were saying, first of all, they would do it both ways. They would say, if you go out into that world, they're going to force you to take medication, and you're going to be on drugs and pill and blah, blah, blah. And then in the inside, they're saying, you should be lucky to be on such a beautiful ranch that you're able to be productive and work and really confront mess.
But wasn't it also the condition of exchange?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's because you can't just exist. Yeah. You have to actually put more out. And that's what they say with money. That's what they say with work. That's what they say with just existence. You have to put more out than comes in.
Yeah. Because that's condition for exchange.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
That word. Oh,
that word.
it pisses me off so bad.
Yeah, and I still am like I sometimes I give so much because I don't want to even have that line where it's like, I gave you this and you have to give me back. I'm like, no,
Right.
no. And I've had friends give me so much and they just are like, no, like I have a few friends that I know that I can do that with, where we're just
Right.
so much there for each other no matter what. But definitely I still always feel like, oh, do I need to, It's like, I always think, oh, do I need to have exchange? Do I need to give, oh, what can I give for that? Like everything, you know what I mean? And it's such part of the mind control of not just being and letting things flow when they can. And
So
crazy.
Ron, I'm just going to call him Ron. He was born in 1911.
Mm-hmm.
This is when kids did work. Because they had to help support the family because they were in dire straits. There was no, even like, the Dust Bowl and everything. Because wasn't he born in
Nebraska?
Yeah, the middle. So there was nothing. So there are kids and family members that do help around the farm. I was lived on a farm once in one of the lives, and I had to go feed and give water to the sheep.
Right.
So it's like you have this, but there's a difference between a kid digging a ditch for drainage,
laying concrete,
building a freaking your own bed so you can sleep in it,
roofing.
There's a freaking difference between that and helping out your family to survive in the Midwest in a time period that was not sustainable. Like people still starved and people still, they died of natural, of diseases that weren't even there for. Or, it was freezing cold in the weather. And so all of a sudden, it drives me crazy that this person makes up shite and then people still believe it today. It's a time period piece, guys. Let it go.
Yeah.
We are
but they're not having the information we're getting.
I know.
We're able to research more and more and more and more, and they're only allowed to research in their view.
Right. They don't know about the Dust Bowl and, all this, the market crash, and then everything stopped. There was no trade. There was no, work to get food, to get, to own or anything.
Right.
And so it drives me nuts that it's like, here we have all this and you guys are putting it back into this madman that wants to put kids to work because, heaven forbid, of delinquency or medical treatment that's supposed to be therapeutic. And if it's not, then there are regulations. But in this whole system of Scientology, there's no regulations except for itself. They are judge, jury, and execution. I didn't want to say that, but it is true. It pisses me off so bad. And that lawmakers are just like, well, it's their little religion. No.
The main thing is just the religion, and that they're so, again, just like kids are slowly brainwashed into these books.
That's when, it's
community has been slowly brainwashed into the behavior that they're in.
Yes. And there's so much more.
It's deeper. Because, it's now been over 60 years, 70 years. They've been doing this, 80 years almost.
Well, a religion's supposed to have like a belief system, and then you're like ceremony or whatever it is, and you can have it in your own place. What Scientology has been doing is infiltrating government, schools, businesses, what they want to
Not
stream
keeping
and it's
their
all
religion to themselves, basically.
well, and they're impeding on everybody else's life.
Mhm.
I don't want Scientology, thank you. And then you're called a bigot. And you're like, no. That's not how that term's used. Because I have a right to say I don't believe in something. I have a right to say why I don't believe in something. And I bring facts. Trust me. But it's one of those things where it's like, why can't a board listen? It's not just the religion. It's not just my belief and their belief. Here is what's happening. These kids, Amber was stuck in a sauna, locked in there.
The problem is because of the amount of time that it's going to take you to fully convince them and explain everything could take months if you were talking nonstop for them to even get a percentage of understanding of what you're referring to.
But here's the thing. There's a starting place where you build a case. Mm-hmm. Whether it's child abuse, financial, elder, brainwashing, business transactions that are like no one's notified about this percentage that goes back into the church.
Right.
So my money, and I don't know who is who on a wise company. So why am I paying in a religion that I don't believe in? Exactly. Able. Applied scholastics goes back to educating kids and everything. Hold on, that's not a religion. That's a business.
So look here on this. It literally says published by them, right? And where is it? Able. Hi, how are you?
Yeah. All these front groups. And I've even found like doing business as, so they'll even have like a fake, it's not fake, but it's something, a fictitious business.
Right.
And they would put it, and there's like doing business as, and they'll put this other, what the?
Yeah.
That's allowed? Wait a minute.
Because Scientology at large isn't put at risk, the individual is. And if the individual gets in trouble, they better figure it out.
But that's what I mean. Start out small and start building your case. Of course, it's going to take months. It could take years. But guess what? It's a good enough information of facts. It's not just people not wanting to believe. It's actually people being treated a certain way. Mm-hmm. And it's just like the victim versus perpetrator. Go after the people that are perpetrating, not just a head. Just start chopping off the bits, like just to where they can't. They have nowhere to go.
Yeah, maybe you guys will want to help me put some of the like case filings and all the like. My stuff, just all like, okay, boom, what's the next thing? Because I feel like I would just be like, and you guys would be filing it in like little up. Yep, I got her on this one. Yep. Oh, and we should put the logo here so they know what that is. Like, that's I feel like everybody needs that, and it's so it's important for all of us to start off by realizing that our childhood were literally taken over from day one, if not.
Oh yeah.
If not before.
Absolutely. So they had a problem with kids in the 80s. Now they have a problem with elderly they don't know what to do with.
Yeah.
And this is what's really ticking me off, because it's like we're going to watch another cycle of abuse on like a huge, like, not week. It's the, what is it like with children and elderly? There are more, I can't even figure out the word.
I don't know.
They are more vulnerable. A vulnerable group. Yeah. That group, a huge amount is being abused. Not just one individual, not just someone needs to come forward, a family member or maybe a coworker, something, a neighbor. But no, this whole group is being abused. Are they getting medical treatment? Are they actually being able, because they'll work until they die. Mm-hmm. Because it's the exchange. I can't just lay down for a day.
No, you cannot.
I know.
I remember getting released out of the Sea Org. I was like, I'm so nervous. Like, I'm able to sleep in. Like, the idea of knowing that I didn't have to be on a Sea Org schedule. It was just such this weird, I don't know. It feels like literally like you would be born in prison and then you got out and then you're like, wait, I don't have, like, nobody's going to be opening a gate or something at us. Like, I don't know.
No, and that's the brainwashing, because there was no gate. There was a door you could have gone out of. What are you talking about? That's the whole, right. Like, these people do not understand the conditioning, brainwashing, and the high control that they have on so many lives to be ethical, to reach your actual potential. Like, what are you, and then the berating, all the illegal activities of following and stalking, intimidation, and messing with people's jobs, messing with people's personal lives.
Right. It's worse almost than getting out of jail, I guess. Unless, I mean, it's like being on probation. It's like being on probation or something when you're out of jail. No, because you still have.
It's worse. They don't want you to succeed.
Right. They don't. They
destroy you, and it's in those documents that, hey, that's the drill.
Yep, that's
what I gotta follow because it's for the greater good.
Yeah,
and that's what it's not protected by any religious law, anything, because you cannot coerce anywhere. I
mean, we say it's not protected, but for some reason it is getting protected, and that's why Kathy.
But that's where we got to keep pushing.
That's exactly. And that's what I was saying earlier. Right. If I moved, because LA is so freaking financially expensive, and I'm like, oh my God, do I need to like shift my whole mindset to like move to another state? I would feel like if that happened, at first I was like, because I've been doing a lot of thinking about everything, but I was thinking like, oh my God, that would be so bad. And then I was like, wait a minute, like that would give me so much time to like process and do everything. Like, I don't know. It feels like also that would maybe be a good thing. So I don't know. I'm in the middle of knowing like, okay, I want to see what I can do with here in the city, here with the city right now, do the stuff that we are working on, get through certain paperwork and all of that, and see what I need to do from here. But I will never, no matter what, like it's almost impossible at this point. It would be like, there's for my own caring, my own learning, for the people I care about inside still, for them, there's no reason why I would ever be able to stop exposing and dissolving. The word dissolving sounds good to me about Scientology. Dissolving Scientology. For all of us, for everything, for all of our healings, literally. But the more and more, honestly, the more we research it and investigate, I learn more. It's not that I'm like learning old information. I'm learning new information about like the city and first of all, how the city runs. It's like multiple learning experience. It's like life, learning that I have more rights than I ever realized, learning that there's city positions and jobs that should have been accountable for some of the situations that were going on with the children inside of Scientology. And still to this day, they have a right. They are the authority, the protectors, right, of the government, to be able to say, hey, children in Scientology should not be doing the purification rundown and auditing, like whatever it needs to start to dissolve and expose, because that's how it's done.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you guys are little geniuses that help us do it.
Yeah, that's why when I realize it's still happening, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm about to send a kid out into this world. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what are we doing? We're still doing this? No.
Going on? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what pisses me off, because there's so much coercion, there's so much high control. And I get if you want to be in a controlling whatever, like you like that submissive power or whatever.
In that case, it is consensual.
And that's the difference. And that's what pisses me off when you just start, oh, of course I want freedom. I'm curious. Yeah, let me buy this book. It's just one book. Hey, it's one course. It's this. It is a business pyramid that you're just slowly conditioning, just like with the kids, this book, and you're learning the terms. Like twin is not your person that you're doing this
your life coach.
And then drill. There's specific words that it doesn't matter what religion, because they don't own the word drill, they don't own the word military or whatever. And that's what pisses me off, because they think they own everything, including the damn sidewalk. But it so pisses me off because it's like, here, these are the stepping stones,
internally
of high control. And then you have the checks and balances, just like, oh, get your ethics in. Oh, wow. Okay. Don't even worry about your ethics. Okay. Then you go over and it's just like, oh, did you get security, or did you get, like on
did you see the examiner?
Yeah.
Security check.
Yeah. Did you talk to the supervisor before, or check with the supervisor? You have to turn this into.
They will literally ask you for your CSW. Where's your, let me see your, I didn't see any CSW approval. And part of that CSW, that approval slip, it literally says, like, it goes through security. So security knows who has the day off. They already know who's allowed to be walking out on the sidewalks or not. So if they're going, it's literally like they know when a fucking bird lands on their sidewalk.
Well, and that's why there's so many steps, and then it goes back around, be like, oh, write your, make sure you guys are keeping each other in check and write your KR reports, even on each other. So you guys are keeping each other's ethics in. And then it's just like, it's just this oh, you want to leave? You got to audit out. You got to route out.
Yeah. You got to do it properly.
You got to do it the right way. Yep.
Or you're going to be,
Right. Or it's always a threat.
Some of us were getting audited. This stuff happened. Like, a lot of us in the Sea Org as cadets only saw our moms for 2 hours, 3 hours a week. That's like on Sunday. That was it. So the rest of the time we're dreaming about Sunday, but the rest of the time we're also just thinking this is the normal behavior.
See, the punishments are not religious.
Yeah, scrubbing dumpsters.
I am so sorry, Scientology, but the punishments about cleaning out, going into a dumpster, ditches.
Yeah. And some of them aren't even punished.
Punishment. And I believe in California, that's illegal.
I mean, regular work. But yeah, some of it's like,
it qualifies under corporate punishment. It ain't legal.
No. I mean, legally, definitely. I'm saying if they were punishing us as, whatever, making amends or something, that's also for sure. But I'm saying some of it was just regular routine. That was punishment, like dishwashing, the chemicals, all the hard chemicals, all the ammonia, bleach.
You guys had a job. That's illegal.
3 times a day. Like, it's wild.
And that's illegal.
Right. It's more than wild. It's so fucked up. And this is how Scientology has been normalized in America. This is how Scientology, because they put on this facade. They have people like Tom Cruise and John Travolta and, Kirstie Alley and all these people that have been holding it all together for so long. Nancy Cartwright.
The facts need to come out. It may not be their reality, but it is the majority reality that needs to stop. Yeah. And especially with any clergy or anything is the mandated reporter. Yeah. Is legally the mandated reporter. What the F? Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're a religion. And I know it pisses people off that they are, and it pisses me off too. But I am looking at a legal way to take it down. Yeah. Because if I keep saying they're not a religion, and I go before a board, well, apparently I'm against them being a religion. So I have to at least acknowledge legally the legal term.
Right.
Because if they weren't recognized as a religion, oh hell, have at it. I would be too. I'll be like, fuck you. I need to. No, there's this cult over here, but no, because that's the other thing. It's just insane. And I am so sorry, Laura, and every second gen that was born into this. It breaks my heart.
Yeah, it's definitely something I remember, and I always have to like sit back and be like, okay, you can grow from this. Anytime I sit back and go, God, this is how it was. But then I'm like, okay, I can come. I mean, even right now, I'm glad I did this because I told myself, you need to do this. You've been talking about doing this dictionary fucking course live stream for a while, but it's more that it's like I get it out there saying that these books, when people say, oh, well, why, if the mom wants them in, no, literally the whole thing is a lie. It's a brainwashing. It's not, there's no tool. There's nothing that works. They're giving you tools that are not tools. They're not like suicidal weapons.
Well, it's just like a fake cover, right? A fake picture of what the facade is before you get into it. Why wouldn't you want a kid not reading a dictionary?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And then when you're protesting, how do you explain that to another kid's, Scientology kid's parents and stuff? Mm-hmm. It's like, really? You're allowed, like for me, I have to like quickly be like, you're going to allow your kid to do TRs where they're forced to only speak about certain things and they're not allowed. How is that freedom? I have to really.
Exactly.
And then he's like, boom, he's like carrying his kid into the building or somebody walking. And I'm like, look at the children that have been disconnected from their fathers for not wanting to do the TRs course anymore. Like, I just have to
they're disconnected because they're a Sea Org now.
Yeah.
And you're like, he's doing that.
So like, keep your TRs, don't listen to her.
Are you freaking kidding me? Yeah. This is just.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you guys. I feel like we're going to wrap these up since we're just under 2 hours here. I was like, oh, it's just going to be an hour. And I'm like, brr. Okay, good. Nice. You probably felt like, yeah, exactly. Kids don't use physical dictionaries anymore. They Google definitions. Well, in the Roman times. Okay, cool. Well, there we go. Thank you so much, guys, for being here and getting through this course with me. Well done for being on time for roll call. Being here. Love y'all so much.
As long as we don't got to do Chinese schooling, I'm fine.
This is not part of the unlearning. No. Chinese schooling. Cool. Thank you guys so much. Yes, thank you, chat, so much. And thank you, Sally. Thank you, everybody in the chat and everybody on the replay. We shall continue to expose the cults and the crimes of Scientology. And you guys are doing a great job doing that with all of your data filing and exploring and all of that. And we all are. And so we're all learning and loving as usual. So I shall end on that one. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, everybody in the chat. And we'll see you very soon. Love you, love.
Later.
Oops, I forgot to do the learning and loving. Bye.